Thank you for purchasing the Artful steel wall mount. Today I'm going to show you how to install it. Once you receive your package, you'll want to lay a cleaning cloth that many people use for cleaning hand pans to protect the surface that you're working on and also to protect the contents inside of the box. First, you'll want to decide exactly where you want to hang your instrument or instruments. In this case, I'm using a bookshelf, and I've already marked the center of the bookshelf, and I've already taken some pre-sized measurements. Once you determine where you're going to mount it, you're going to go ahead and mark the spots, and what you're going to need is you're going to need a level. You want to make sure that it's flush here, and once you know where it is, you want to go ahead and use the level here and make sure that the bubble is right there in the center. That way you know that you have a flush or even mount. Once you have it there, then you'll want to go ahead and mark it. You can use a pencil or a drill bit to mark the holes. Now that we have our holes lined up here, I'm going to go ahead and use a stud scanner here. I have it on stud scan. It's ready. I'm going to go ahead and move over this way, and it looks like where our holes line up, it looks like there is no stud, so that means we can use our anchors inside there with the hardware provided. I'm going to go ahead and use a drill, and I'm going to go ahead and start to make what we call a pilot hole. Going. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the hardware out. Once all the hardware is out, you can either use a Phillips head screwdriver to set an anchor in here. I'm going to display how to do one with a screwdriver and one with the drill bit with the screwdriver head, the Phillips head. So I'm going to go ahead and, since it's already lined up, I'm going to carefully line it up and try to get it as straight as possible, because that kind of sets the tone there as much as possible. And just slowly turn it in, a little bit of pressure. And what I want to do is I want to be nice and easy to make sure I don't strip this anchor head, and get it nice and flush. It looks like it can go just a little bit more. Nice and flush, and that's pretty good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use the same, or use a drill bit, screw head. I'm going to take off the pre-existing drill bit, set that aside for now. Once it's locked into place, I'm going to go ahead and do another one of these. Place it in here just like that. Make sure to put nice and slow at first, so it's nice and straight. Once I get it close, I can use a Phillips head screwdriver to make sure I don't rotate it too far and damage the wall. Keep the integrity of the wall intact. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now that you have your hardware laid out, we have a couple extra. We have an extra anchor, an extra screw. In case you run into any problems, you have a backup one there. What you have here is you have 4 washers here. There's 2 there, and then also the screws there. You got the arm there, and what we have right here is called the landing pad. This is what protects the instrument and buffers it from hitting against the wall. You have the Artful steel logo. You want to make sure that that's right side up. You don't want it to be the wrong side. You want it to read Artful steel. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and take a screw, place it directly inside there. Same thing with the other. Now that you have those 2 there, now it's ready to go into the landing pad. And as it pushes through there, it's pretty much what it's going to look like. But let's go ahead and hold these 2 fingers here so we can flip it over. Once we flip it over, we're going to use 2 of the washers because we need that in order so that way when we tighten it, that it protects the integrity of the see-through landing pad here. So I'm going to go ahead and hold 2 just like this here. I'm going to go ahead and line it up. Start the thread of the first one, start the thread of the second one, and once you kind of have it kind of threaded in, you want to go ahead and push back there and push that all the way back, and then now you can go ahead and just hand tighten it. I can fast forward this part. Okay, once it's up, what you want to do is you want to make sure that it feels tight here at the base. You don't want to pull here, because if you pull here, this is like a lever, and you can run into problems and you can start to break apart the sheetrock or the plasterboard, as some people may call it. So you don't want to test here, but you want to test here to make sure it feels nice and snug. And to me, it feels very snug, but I'm going to go give it just a 1/4 turn more to make sure for extra security, and that feels like it's not going anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and keep on filming. I'm going to go ahead and grab a hand pan. Simple as that.